Okay, okay. 9.8. That was a perfect exit.
No less.
Oh man, that was perfect. What's up, Vintage Rebellion? What's up, Anthony Kennedy? What's up, Bats in the Belfry? What's up? Here we go. Suck it in, suck it in. Man. Well, before we say hello to everybody, check out this clip I found on the internet. John, do you know this?
Little John? Oh my god. What is it? I remember the title. I don't remember the clip.
Let's go!
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember this.
Oh man, where's the volume? Oh, there it
This
is.
is waiting for okay, go.
Look, Little John right there.
Little he is. He looks like
Frodo. He looks like Frodo.
Bro, that is fucking adorable.
Look, I fucking called it to work.
Imagine your boss seeing this the next day. And he's like,
John, there's a viral video.
Bro, I was on like 3 hours of sleep.
80 there's 80 people watching it.
Right here, hold on. Oh, right there.
John,
those are the good old days, man.
explain yourself.
This was outside of Best Buy waiting for, I think it was the Xbox 360 when it came out. This one was, I think it was 36 hours I lined up.
Holy shit.
Goddamn.
Yeah. So that was Afro John.
Afro John. How old were you back then?
Oh, I can't remember. I was in high school still. I
I
think.
was just a boy.
I think I was still. in
Holy
high
shit,
school.
left my phone on then and I just hear a wall of sound.
R.I.P. headphone listeners.
Yeah,
It
I'm
looks like
sorry. I'm
Frodo,
sorry.
Yeah, those were the fun days, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, we were just talking about that nostalgia stuff and Black
Yeah.
Friday stuff. That was
I
funny.
called out sick to see Revenge of the Sith. I was in middle
Oh,
school.
dang.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My mom dropped
Nerd.
us up for middle school and then dropped us off downtown, which in hindsight, I'm like, I was way too young to be by myself downtown. But dropped us off at the movie theater and was like, go see the movie and just hang out. And so we didn't want to walk around downtown, so we ended up seeing, I think we saw Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy right after that, and we were the only two people in the theater. And I think I fell asleep.
Oh, what's up, FBJ? Wow. I remember seeing Lord of the Rings, and I was almost crying just because of there's a bunch of nerds surrounding me, and I was sitting down. I was like, I'm surrounded by my people. That was one movie I will never forget.
I saw, was it the first Hobbit or the third? It was weird. We're deliriously tired, and it was all my fault because it was my idea. But we went to Tampa, which was like an hour away, and saw it at it was IMAX before IMAX theaters were big. So like in order to go to an IMAX theater, it was like we went to the museum, like the Museum of Science and Industry, I think it was in Tampa, Mosey. And it was a almost 360 screen. Holy crap. I was drinking like lukewarm Angry Orchards, and we're like, they said if you get dizzy, just leave the theater, like go down the stairs, exit, whatever, go into the hallway. And like, leave the fucking theater. Like, we're like 7 floors up. Like, this shit's huge. Like, it was just huge. I'm like, I can't go down these stairs. Like, I've had alcohol. I was a baby drinker at the time. And it was nauseating. That was not a movie I'd recommend in a theater like that. Holy crap. And we left at like almost 4 a.m.
God damn.
Yeah, it was not for the faint of heart.
I can't do that anymore. Not these days.
Very, very memorable. There's a selfie of my friend and I, my best friend, and it's one of my favorites. And we're just so freaking tired. She's like leaning on my shoulder, like half asleep. Yeah.
We've done
Good
some late night backstages.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. The latest one was 6 a.m. for me. That was
5:30 for me.
5:30. Well, getting back to the intros, John.
Sorry.
That was an awesome clip to see about you and your Afro. But how's your Monday? How's your weekend been?
Good. What do we do today? Nothing special. I watched Jurassic Park today, which
Nice.
was the first one. Some nostalgia there. Yeah, man, everything's been cool. We hung out last night, which was fun. With
Yeah.
my chat. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool. And yeah, taking it easy.
Is it getting cold over there yet? Like here, it
Oh.
got 62 degrees in the morning. And I was like, ooh, like
It was cold.
my toesy woesies.
No, it's still a little humid here.
It's 100 degrees today.
Oh my god.
We
no.
we broke a record today. It was gross. Yeah.
Well, it hit like 96, 98 here, but yeah, other than in the morning, it was really nice and cool.
My house was like a freezer chest, though. When you walk in, you just get that right in your face. That people inside are putting sweaters. I had grandparents come over. They're like, "What the heck? It's like winter in here."
God damn. Okay. Yeah. I'm not. I don't want to say I'm. I don't know if it's cheap or like I don't like turn on the AC for some reason.
You don't turn it on at all. Oh, you're
Here
safe.
and there at night or
Do
whenever
you have
I
a
can't
fan
sleep.
at least in the room?
I have a fan. Yeah, I have a fan.
I sleep with a AC and then still a fan because
God damn.
me and heat don't do well.
Okay. Okay.
They make fun of me at work because like my office is typically like 70, 72, and then I'm wearing a hoodie. Like I always have to be wearing a hoodie because I'm like it's cozier and like you could regulate that way. So I'm like, yeah, like I'll just keep it cold and then have a hoodie. Sometimes I'll change it if I'm like, really, really cold, even with a hoodie.
Yeah. Well, Cece, how's your day? How's your weekend? How you been?
Good. I'm still like, it's embarrassing, but I'm like achy and sore a bit from the art prints I put up on Saturday. Which I was moving furniture around and stuff like that. And then I was a true adult and I went to IKEA and got more display cases for my Star Wars shit. And they're still in my car because they're two of the boxes are like 45, 50 pounds. So I'm like, they're going to stay in my car until I have the energy for that shit. But yeah, just going up on the ladder and some of the prints when they're bigger are heavy and stuff like that. But as far as Monday went, it didn't feel like a Monday. It was kind of low key. I got my hair cut. There's that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Getting stuff done. I'm hoping FedEx drops off my CGC submission while the stream is going on. Because the tracking says it's out for delivery, so I might have to step away if they knock on my door. So I'm hoping they do that because I'm real anxious. Like I know, because spoilers and well, I won't say what grade it was. Well, never mind. But I think I already said it. It graded very well. I'm very happy with that. But I didn't specify what color I wanted the signature to be from Frank Miller. So I'm hoping they did me a solid and went with something that like shows up on the book really well. That's what I'm anxious about.
Did you get the book signed yourself?
No, it was a private signing with CGC. Because I didn't feel like, first off, I'm socially awkward. So part of me is like, I don't necessarily need to meet them, all the artists. And I just thought it was more convenient to do that than to submit the book separately or try to get a witness or something like that. And I didn't think the price was that bad. Actually, it's funny. I went down the rabbit hole today because I found a Jock Batman print I've actually never seen before, and now I need it. But I was looking at comics, ones he had remarked or were sketched or signed, and some comics that I wanted to get like pre-order CGC, like a 9.8. There's like signed copies that are the cost of what that pre-order would have been. So I'm like, so I might end up ordering another comic tonight. We'll see.
Well, that goes towards our topic a little bit. So today's topic is it came to me. It came to me because like I've been in meetings all day today, and when I freaking attend meetings, I'm just like staring at the screen while the camera's looking back at me. I'm just just making sure I'm there. It says Steve so and so is attending, whatever. So I grabbed one of my bones. I'm just looking at it, and I was like, God, it's dusty as crap. It's that weird dust too, where it sticks, like it makes your statue or whatever look kind of grayish. So I took what are these things called again? These makeup brushes. Yeah, and I was like dusting it off, but in the crevices is where I find it the most annoying. Like I can never get that to clear off. So I was talking to Mr. Kennedy, and he was like, you should get a wet rag and just run it through there, and it like yeah, I know.
Put in your dishwasher, man.
I was like, let me get one that I do not like the most. So so I grabbed it, and it worked. All the crevices are clean. All the statues up here are amazing. Oh man, you should see the shine. Okay, I want to put turtle wax on them because the shine they have right now, it's amazing, man. Like the here, I'm gonna grab it real quick because this looks really cool.
This guy's gonna start polishing his Superman hush tomorrow.
Oh gosh, someone sent me a clip of I've seen him on the streams and stuff. He had a quarter scale Batman fall like on him. It was like a shelf just like that, and it fell on him during the
Oh, wow.
during the stream.
What the fuck?
So as soon as you went to grab it, I was like, huh?
No, but like
It's a nice shine.
it's a nice shine, but like where his abs are, you know, like mine, like there's usually stuff gets that gets stuck in there, like some rolls. But like honestly, like it is shiny. Hopefully the paint doesn't come off, but like
Yeah, I think it's water. I don't know, man.
I know that's what I'm kind of worried about. So I'm just trying it. I tried it on every single one, but it's so freaking shiny now to where.
Well, I love how he's like, I didn't say wet rag.
Run it underwater? Are you nuts?
I didn't run it underwater. I put it on a
No,
microfiber.
Anthony's saying.
What?
Anthony's saying
Well,
I didn't
run the-
say wet rag. He's like, I said run it underwater.
Not the statue.
Too late.
Clean the rag.
Or say run under the water and use a Q-tip to clean the heart. The point is not good. The paint is not going to run off.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Okay, but it looks. I should have taken it before and after pic. Freaking amazing, man! It looks honestly like it has like a little gray, like some. I don't know if you have it, John. On some of the black statues, like there's like a little gray hue to it on your older
Sometimes.
pieces or something.
With my old display, yeah.
So
I
I
know what you're
started.
saying.
Yeah, it had like a gray. It's dust. It's a bunch of dust, but it's like layered dust to where like even if you clean it with a makeup brush, it was not getting that off. And when I got that microfiber towel with some wet water, it's freaking spanky, man. It was beautiful.
Just bring
This
the
one looks
hose-
freaking nice.
The holes in the house and start spraying.
But so yeah, today's episode is about let's take care of our babies, why and how. I messaged John about the topic today, and John was like, "What'd you say, John?"
I'm like, yeah, no. What are you talking about taking care of babies? There's no taking care. Set it and forget it. What do you think? I'm climbing all the way back there? You gotta be nuts. I set
That's
up
why
a
I put it back
perimeter.
there.
I set up a perimeter here so that no dust can come in.
Oh,
Yeah.
you put like some what's it called? Some like little curse or something.
No, it's a curtain. I have all these curtains all the way around 360, so there's no room for dust to come in here.
Okay.
I'm serious. I blocked the AC vents and everything down here.
Okay. But you've had to like dust them off like once in a while, right? Like, or
Well, not really yet, because I just set this up not too long ago.
it's like 3 years ago. Man, we saw that video.
What are you talking about 3 years ago?
I'm just kidding.
Steve, no,
It's
a little,
Monday, man.
a little touch up here and there, nothing crazy. I start seeing dust, they go back in the box. That's just how it works.
Speaking of dust, so like this came up because I'm in the Let Your Geek Side show group, which honestly I question why I'm in it all the time. Just because I don't. It's a lot of hot. It's very hot toys, and I don't collect them. But someone posted. I'm not a sizist. I'm just saying.
Well,
Someone
Wow.
posted that they were at IKEA and they're taking photos of like the various display cabinets, and I knew all of them. They're basically like, I'm looking for a replacement for the Detox because they're kind of this person said they're flimsy, and B, they're gonna discontinue them. So the other options were it's called the Roosta.
they're the brand new ones they put out, right?
No, that one's quite narrow. So that wasn't even one of the options he was thinking of. So one is like just glass on the front and the two sides, and then the back is covered. And they make one that's like kind of like maybe waist height or a little higher than that, and then they do one that's like narrow and tall. It begins with an R. The other one is the Mills bow, I want to say. And I thought about getting that one. And then the other one he was thinking about are the Fabricors. These are like the tall and skinny Fabricors. The other ones I'm getting for the front half of the room, like my Star Wars section, are the shorter ones that are kind of like wider and shorter. And so I was asking, like, he decided to get the Mills bow instead of the Fabricor, and I was like, as someone who went back and forth for quite a while before deciding on the Fabricor ones, like, what was your deciding factor on that? Because at least the Fabricors, like, the shelves are completely adjustable. Like, they have notches every, like, I think inch. Whereas the Mills bow, they just have, like, notches. So, like, you could take a shelf out and not have a shelf, but you're still in predetermined spots. Like, I think they have, like, pegs, like, every 6 inches or so. So it's not as adjustable as the Fabricors are. And he said, well, the Millsboro ones are easier to, like, hermetically seal for dust. And part of me is like, I don't know if I'd make that quite a permanent factor in my display, whether or not you have to dust a lot. But I mean, it could just be my preferences, because I also have, like, a lot of black display cases, which require, or, like, you know, I've got the Bestas, I've got this thing that looks like a Calyx but isn't, I've got a black Calyx. So, like, I'm like, whatever looks best. I don't care if it means I have to dust more, but I also don't think I have that big of a problem with dust. That being said, I was moving around furniture to hang up art prints, and I noticed, like, okay, like, I have a cabinet almost completely full of just black helmets, so that it's like, Vader's looking a bit dusty. But the only thing I've got, like, maintenance issues with that I was panic about is actually this right here. So this is I got the Leia Bausch maquette that was, like, handmade from should I say it, studio scale model builder, because that feels like a bad word lately. And one of the arms broke off, so now I have to glue it. And I think it's like I normally use this because it's got some give to it. So if you screw up, there's still some wiggle room.
Oh, yeah.
This is not adhering at all. I think because the components are resin or something like that. So I've got to use, like, actual, like, CA super glue for it. But I realized this weekend when I went to try to fix this that I'm like, I don't have, like, an emergency kind of repair kit for like, statues or collectibles I get. I have hardware when it comes to art prints. I hang those up and quick fixes for those, but not really for statues.
Well, I didn't want to make this about, like, all about dusting and, like, all, like, makeup brushes or anything like that, but, like, anything else you guys do for taking care of our babies?
Keep them in the box.
Like, you get, like, I think you mentioned you try to do, like, the whole sealant for, like, dust and stuff like that, or you try to, like, keep an eye out for those. But anything else that you guys could think of that you or other collectors do that you might consider?
Keep the swap out safe.
Keep out, yeah. So those swap outs too. Like, I keep
pull
those
them out of the box, all out of the box.
So you know what I've seen lately? Like, I'm glad you mentioned that. Like, I saw a collector where they said they had it in boxes for 3-4 years, and they finally brought them out. They started getting discolored if, like, the knee hits the
Styrofoam, right?
the styrofoam too hard or too tight. It gets discolored, and then when he brought it out, the knee was completely, like, gray or white almost.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a one-off, but I've seen that. Like, if you leave it in the boxes for too long. But you said you like you take all your swap outs out, John. Where do you put them?
I keep them in, like, an old dresser that has like 9 drawers. I layer the drawers with, like, very soft fabric, and then I put all the swap outs there.
Having all those third scales, you're probably, like, at full capacity, right? Those 9 drawers.
Two dresserfuls.
What the fuck? God damn.
Yep.
We shouldn't talk about this, huh?
We should talk about this.
I gotta
No,
figure
actually-
that out. I don't have that many swap outs, but now I'm concerned. Like, I don't think I have any swap outs that are just sitting in the box still, but I have some that are just, like, out and about, and I'm like, I thought about just getting those, like, clear plastic, like, tackle boxes and putting fabric down.
Oh, I have that. I used to have that.
And
Yeah.
then just putting them in the little containers.
I use cotton. I know a lot of people find that weird, but with fabric, when I use fabric, like, it would move around too much. With cotton, that's like a little resting spot, and it doesn't like move around as much. And if it does move around, it hits cotton more than like the plastic or the fabric, the hard surface that's under.
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned. I don't know if that helps.
I don't like to touch anything. Putting water on it, I think you're crazy.
I know. We'll see, man. I'm gonna give it 3 days, and then I'm gonna call Anthony and see about a refund.
We touched on statues and swap outs. If anyone's curious for art prints, the only thing I'll say is, like, they recommend portfolios for long-term storage or flat files, ideally. But flat files, like, they're basically like short filing cabinets with narrow drawers that all you do is just lay the paper in. But that has a footprint to it, so most people do portfolios, but then the portfolios also have to be like laid flat and stuff like that. I will say, because I'm having a bitch of a time with some prints that were in tubes for quite a while. Either I bought them that way or I forgot about them and put them in the tubes for a bit. You run the issue of like the paper has memory. So if it's been flat for a long time and it's briefly put in a tube and shipped to you, it tends to be pretty easy to roll out. But if it's the opposite and it's been in a tube for a very long time and you're trying to flatten it out, it's very difficult. So you could almost damage the print just in trying to flatten it out. Like, by so long, I mean years. Like, I have some prints that were in tubes for like 2 or 3 years that I completely forgot about. And they're okay. It's just depending on, like, the thicker the paper it is, the harder it's going to be to roll out and flatten. So if you can, like, I'm trying to get to that point where the second I get a print in, I'm flattening it and I'm putting it in a portfolio until it's ready to frame. Because what I used to do was just, and what I've been doing is, if I get a print in and I know I'm going to frame it soon, I'll take it out of the tube and just take it right to the framers. But I have some that I'm having to decide either they're not going to make the wall now or I might hang them in the future. Therefore, it's like, okay, I need to get them out sooner and just decide I need to put them in a portfolio. And I also need to organize my portfolio. But yeah, that's the only... Anyone who collects a lot of prints will tell you, like, it's not... Like, I bought one from Danny that he got from Mondo, and I think it's from 2017. And he told me, he was like, I'll take it out to check to make sure it looks okay, but it's been in the tube the whole time. That one's become a problem trying to flatten it. But I know I'm going to frame it, so it might just be the framer's problem in flattening it. But like I said, it was probably in a tube from 2017 to when I got it, which was, honestly, it might have been 2020 that I bought it from him, or 2021, I can't remember. But it's a thicker paper. Again, some of the thinner ones have no problem. Some of the foil prints, depending on the paper, lay real flat the second you take them out. So it really just depends. But if the alternative is you have no space, you have no portfolio, you don't have a flat file, you know you're not going to frame them soon, putting them in a tube is better than nothing, is how I feel about it. Because I had some, like, pretty meaningful prints in tubes for a really long time, and I was like, if they're safer in a tube than not in a tube, and in a portfolio that I don't trust or something like that, I'd rather them be in a tube. So don't feel too guilty about it. Worst case, there's techniques, like some people who collect art prints, if they get something like that they know was in a tube for several years, I don't recommend this because I feel like there's too much, like, room for problems, but they'll put it between acrylic sheets or like cardboard, like flatten it out with the cardboard and put that cardboard like under their mattress, and just the pressure of the mattress and them like laying on it over time. Or people will say like that they've had prints that were in tubes for a long time and they just had to like flatten them out with like heavy books and stuff and just leave it for months like that, like maybe 6 months, just in the hopes it would flatten out on its own. Another thing you could look up, because there's YouTube videos about it, and actually I'm doing that right now with a print, is you kind of do like a reverse roll. So you like roll it on the opposite. So say this is the receipt. So say I want to get rid of that kink right there. You obviously fold it this way, and it kind of like helps flatten it out. So if it's a rolled print, like let's say it's like this, so it's like that. What you do is you just roll it this way. I'm gonna hide that because it's my plate number. You roll it the opposite way, and then just when you lay it out, it'll flatten out a little bit better. But again, there's YouTube videos that'll show you how to do it, and you'll use like a tube, so a poster tube, to help guide you. So that way you're not, they call it gorilla gripping. If you take paper and you grip it too tight, you could end up with like vertical lines all over the print. So the tube really helps you guide it so that you're not pressing too hard when you do something like that.
John, do you have any art prints? Other than that Catwoman I think you got?
None. I think I have a black cat one, but nothing too crazy. No, not yet.
I bought one this morning that you might like. I need to send you a picture of it. It's an '89 Batman, and I was really surprised by the price. And it was a private commission, so I kind of jumped on it and was like, I'll try to display it, but the price was just too good for how limited it was.
It's okay if you can't display. You can send it this way.
Well, like statue wise, like anything else you want to bring up on the topic of like taking care of them, or like what do you do, like even the boxes, or like anything you want to bring up?
I would say if you have boxes that are just art boxes, wrap them in cellophane, plastic wrap.
Like a trash bag, or
Well, depending on the size, you can use those clear recycling plastic bags, the clear ones, or dark, whatever. It's better if it's clear because then you can find the box. But I was referring to that plastic you buy at like a Home Depot that you'd use to wrap furniture when you're moving.
oh yeah, okay.
That stuff is good. Just to protect
Why
it.
that? Just
But
protect it? Okay.
Yeah, it just protects it. Clings to the box and it'll protect it from, depending on where you store your boxes. Some people store in the attic, the garage. So if there's any moisture in the air, it'll protect it.
Yeah, man. So I might do that, just even with the brown boxes.
Oh yeah,
because,
I would recommend even with the brown. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Sam Crippler does that. I might do that just because, like, I mean, the temperature gauges up here a lot, but like it's usually pretty cool. Like the room is completely dark, so it doesn't keep too hot. But when it gets cold, right? So I have no idea how the brown boxes do with like that type of temperature, and I haven't opened up most of them in a while because I've had these statues for a while. So I'll probably do that pretty soon.
It's in the house, your boxes?
Mhm.
Like an upstairs sort of thing?
Yeah, it's in the spare bedroom.
Yeah, you'll be fine if it's in a room like that. It's more like a garage or a basement.
Or like an attic or something.
Or an attic, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ross Carter, what's up?
What's going on, Ross?
But
No,
no, go ahead.
no, I was
But
saying,
yes, I was dusting them off today, and I was like putting my swap outs like in the. So I got them all in these bestas, like all these bestas. All of them have swap outs. And I put cotton in every single one of them, like fill it up halfway, and put all my swap outs in there. The freaking swamp thing takes like 2 boxes, man. I freaking hate it. Or 2 drawers, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. That question came up in my head today about taking care of the babies, and I was wondering if you guys do anything different.
No, that's all I do. That's it.
I do feel like I need to get gloves for when I start getting originals in, so I'm not touching them with my peasant fingers.
Yeah, right. So I had a bunch of old ones here we could probably come back to. I had this one actually. Let's predict the future. I think we did a whole episode about predicting the future. With everything going on right now, with Hot Toys, statues being on like pause right now, like not that much news on statue fronts, or like art prints are consistent, right? They come out no matter what. But you guys want to predict the future for each of our collections, like CC art prints, John statues, or Hot Toys, whatever? What do you guys want to predict?
I think Steve's going to dabble into some more Bowen and figures. I think he's going to dabble into Hot Toys.
It's funny that you say that because my shelving for my Hot Toys will be here on Thursday, and I'm gonna decorate the crap out of it. And I'm sure I'm gonna be like, man, I need more. Like, I need more.
When I saw you with the Anakin order, yeah, I could see it in your eyes. He's gonna.
You saw it? Yeah.
It's a dark hole.
I think a lot of other people are starting to dive into like Hot Toys or like in art stuff. Like I saw Buck talking about getting into it a little bit. So I mean, he's considering it. I mean, he's going the different route though. He's going the custom route more likely. But for me, to be honest, Hot Toys has grabbed me because of the crazy likeness, the posing you could do, the amount of like characters you could have in one little shelf. Like that grabs my attention like crazy. While with these statues, the boxes are stupid, the size is stupid.
Yeah, but trust me, after enough time collecting Hot Toys, the boxes get stupid too. You fill up those spaces real quick.
Yeah, they feel like shoe boxes, to be honest. When I used to
Yeah.
collect shoes, I just freaking tower of shoes, and yeah, maybe. But Bowens are slowly like pausing. There's like not many more I want. The ones I do want are like too expensive or they're just too rare. So I'm just putting a pause on that for a little bit. But yeah, you're not wrong.
Hold on, Rashid.
What's up, Rashid? What about you, CC?
So, with art prints, it's difficult because I'm never super worried about like when a print is going to release. Well, let me amend that a little bit. So, I think because even like the most expensive prints at retail are still not at least the ones I collect are not like Hot Toys prices. I don't worry about them too much. Like, oh gosh, if that print I know is coming releases next week, I'm screwed because I just paid for this, that, and the other. Like, I could always make a print work. It's the more like the ones you're hunting, like the ones that were like limited, or like I asked a friend who I'm probably gonna buy. I have that Phantom Menace one in the bougie gold frame. So those are going for quite a lot. And so I plan on buying his Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. And I asked him, I said, which you won't see in these photos, but the gold.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I asked him like, when are you? Do you have those yet? And he was like, they haven't been printed. I'm like, oh, thank God, because I know like that's going to be an expense. But this is the wall I added to. So I don't think I sent you like I know, right?
This is the best right here.
I
Okay.
fell asleep. So the V for Vendetta has been there for a very long time. But the Rogue One, the Macquarie, which is the like cantina scene, the Daniel Danger shadow box, which is beneath it, the Mando one, that's from Christian Wagner, and then the little Dagobah one, that's a canvas, that's from Thomas Kincaid Studios. So, John knows this, I plan my gallery walls pretty meticulously. I will say I underestimated something with this wall. I typically worry about the width of the wall and like how much space is going to be between the frames, like width-wise. I didn't account for the fact that I'd run out of room vertically. So there was one print I planned on putting above that Macquarie one. It won't fit. There's no fucking way. So I'm upset about that. I'm going to have to put probably that print in my kitchen instead. So I kind of accounted for that on the other side with those ones being smaller. I'm hoping I could still put the print I planned on putting above the Mandalorian one above there. So right now I have to get 1, 2, 3, 4 prints framed and on that wall, and then that wall will be done. So there's one that's going to go above the Rogue One, there's one that's going to go above the Mando, and then where the Rogue One is on the opposite side of my TV, which I purposely didn't show because it's got. So what I use, I don't know if you could see. I think there's a picture where you could see blue painter's tape.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, so that was me basically I tend to visualize and map it out by just putting where the bottom of the print is going to end up. So then when I'm actually like putting the nail in the wall, I just measure from the tape up to determine like, okay, so when I hang it, the bottom of the print's going to be where that tape is. So I just level everything to where the bottom is. Hence, on the side, if you see like above, there's that like blue Dark Knight print on the left up high. I screwed that one up like hardcore. It wasn't. Okay, so see where the gray helmet thing is? Look up.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one. I screwed it up. It was probably like an inch from the ones towards the bottom, and I tried to do like 2 inches. And it's heavy, and it's also like a foot from my ceiling. So the nail for that is probably like 10 feet high. So that's not fun when it's heavy and you're on a ladder like that. So hence the little 2 bits of tape you see. I didn't want to put the 2 next to it until I fixed that one, and I knew they would all be level. So then I put these 2 smaller ones next to it, and now there's one little Vader one that's up there that's fucking rogue, and now it's like an inch and a half. Well, no, it's probably a half inch too low, so I gotta go up there and fix that. But that's what in case you're curious, like I used the tape as like a not permanent method of, and I was watching a DIY video when I was doing this. That was not related to art prints at all. Ironically, they just happened to be using painter's tape. I use that to help me visualize and like space everything out, because I get people who ask like how I get them to look quote unquote perfect. They're not perfect, but that's a system that works for me. But I moved that Boba Fett statue, and that was actually not nerve-wracking. There's a lot of other things I had to move out of the way that were more nerve-wracking than that statue, but that statue's a beast, but pretty solid. Like, there's no parts of that I was really concerned about breaking.
It looks good. It looks really, really good. So for me, like, I still haven't hung up those 2 art prints I was telling you about, just because like I'm very meticulous when it comes to leveling stuff out, and where you put that nail behind the art print where it hangs supposedly, like that pisses me off because I hang it up and it's like a little bit, off center. So I try to like, I don't know, something about it just doesn't click with me. Like I can't get it to hang up. So kind of gave up. There's like 2 holes on my wall now, so
I could be really nerdy and tell you like exactly how I do it. So like I think from the floor at least to the end of most of these prints, like that Rogue One for example, I think it's like 49 inches high, something like that, which is like an inch above a light switch is typically like where they recommend you start, so that prints are at like eye level. After that, it all goes uphill, obviously. But put the tape kind of like roughly where you think you want the bottom of the print to go, and you can hold the print up to the tape and make sure that's the right spot. And then what I do is I'll check to see if the tape's level, and I'll level out the tape using an actual level.
yeah.
And then the tape will also be the same width as the print. So I'll literally put the painter's tape across the frame, cut it on either side. So then that's the exact size that the frame is. And then because it's the exact size, I'll take the exact width of the frame and divide that length in half. So if it's 12 inches, 6. So 6 inches is the center. So from the tape, the end of the tape, 6 inches, I mark 6 inches. And then I go to the frame and figure out how far the wire is up. Like, does this have a wire? Let me see. Nope.
Basically, it's like a little steel wire that goes behind the art print, and it like hangs. It goes at least 3 to 6 inches, I think. And I've done it all. Like math, I'm like, yeah, like
So
I just hate it.
You, like the back of the frame, you pull the wire taut, and what I do is I measure from the bottom of the frame to where the wire's taut, and that's the measurement that I get to the tape when I'm at the center of the tape, that 6-inch mark. That's when I'll measure, like, say it's like 10 inches up. I'll measure 10 inches up. I'll put a mark on the wall with a pencil, and then I'll get a level, and at the 6-inch mark, I'll get a level, and I'll make sure it's level, and that's when I'll see, like, okay, in order for the print to be straight, I have to do a second mark sometimes to, like, make sure it's level. It
John's
sounds
like too.
it's not.
John's like too much math right now.
I'll tell you right now, if I'm hanging something, it's a Hail Mary, and we try it out. That's There's no hole in my. No.
It's funny because like I showed those pictures and like Steve from Rogue 16 was like, I see wall space. I'm like, yeah, but mentally I don't have wall space because I tend to plan it, and so sometimes it is like if I'm off by a few inches, it means like one print's not going on the wall. So it is kind of, that's why I'm the other thing. So I use tape because I think it's more cost effective and easier to do. But a lot of people will use like craft paper, like the brown paper, and just cut out like the complete size of the print and just tape
That's
the paper.
smart. Yeah.
So if you have like a few small ones, I think that's perfectly fine. But when you're dealing with as many as I do, that's a lot of paper that you're going through. So, but yeah, it's a work in progress. The other side is very undone. So I when I posted pictures, I posted the good side. But now at least, once I get more display space in my Star Wars area, I'll have no problem like showing pictures and stuff, because the fact that that one print was off center, I didn't take pictures of that wall at all because it bothered me that much, but not enough for me to get my ass on the ladder and fix it, because I knew it was going to be a huge pain. But it's nice looking at something that you kind of like mentally thought, like it's nice to see it translate onto the wall finally after a very long time. So I guess that's my future. It's getting more of this stuff on the wall.
Oh, that's good. Like I was thinking more of like art print wise, collection wise, but like I guess towards my future as far as my collection, I'm going to go to I think 3 or 4 more Comic Cons this year by the end of the year, and I really want to dabble into figures, like smaller figures, like what Sean talks about on his shows. Not like all of them. Like if I get Power Ranger, it's gonna be like one Ranger. I'm not gonna collect the whole line or anything, but I'm gonna start collecting. Well, I think I'm gonna start collecting. I'm thinking about it, collecting one-offs, like but figure-wise, smaller ass stuff. But maybe that's gonna be the future for me. Statues are always gonna be here. Like I'm just waiting around for a good one, and I'm sure a good one's gonna arrive here soon. So no,
You don't
no
get
rush
too
on
many
that.
retailers selling statues at the con.
No. And if they do, man, like it's double the price, or like they and like sometimes they don't want to ship it. You gotta carry it out of the con, so that kind of kills it for me too.
I got luck. Well, I don't know if lucky's the right word. I found a Batman black and white at Fan Expo one year, and it was a good price. It was like below eBay prices, but again, like it's a small box, so I had no problem like walking it out. But I have seen, and I've had people like in the Star Wars community talk about, they'll see older like premium formats or statues and stuff like that they'll buy at conventions. We're not talking like third scale stuff. The biggest I've seen is like quarter scale, like I said, premium formats you'll see still in the boxes, but or like the Gentle Giant bust, you'll see those.
Yeah.
I'm nervous, like art prints, as far as like what's the future, like what's releasing or what's coming up. It's hard to say, but as far as like what's in my collecting future, I'm kind of nervous because I have a lot of stuff that's coming in, and then I'm like, there comes a finite point where I'm like, I don't know what's coming after that. I don't know what's releasing. I don't know. And I'm also like, am I out of space at that point? Like,
Never.
Am I done? Like, what's done? Like,
You don't have to put the art prints up. You can put them in a portfolio.
A really quick shout out to Calvin and the people in SoCal. Like, take care, man. I know it's like a little bit of rain, but I know a lot of other people that live like in the LA area, around San Diego too, that got impacted hard today. Like, they got rain, and California can't deal with rain. But yeah, they got like flooded and all that stuff. But good to hear that you're good, Calvin. Yeah. Sorry.
Dodger Stadium looks a little wet right now.
It's like a soup bowl right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know why I had that thought recently where I've got like a Regal Robot Gaffy stick coming in, and I was like, oh, when's that coming? And then I was like, oh, wait, why am I worried about that? Because I still don't know where it's going. And like
ask John, where's that going?
I found myself looking for the John Hammond cane today
John Hammond.
Oh,
What is
uh,
that?
from Jurassic Park. You know the cane he uses.
Oh, yeah, that'd be so cool.
Fuck.
At least the top. The top would be cool. I don't
They
know
have
if
a
you need the whole
top
cane.
paperweight. You need the whole cane so you can lay it on the wall. It would be fucking mint.
yeah. There's a company I like that is doing the full size cane.
But see, John has it the best. He could put it in his son's room and go like, yeah, that's that's where his
If you
future.
see
you
my
know?
son's room, I'm gonna do a video one day. It's bad. It's really bad. I got Legos hanging from the ceiling. I got a 300 arrow. Like the kid's like a year and a half. A 300 arrow on the wall.
He's
I
like,
got a
"Can't even touch
Batman
that, Dad."
decal.
Like,
Yeah, no, it's bad. I'll show you one day.
see, that's awesome. Though. It's like a little project that keeps giving and giving. It's like you don't need this now, but
Yeah,
you'll probably need it later.
until the wife walks in. What the?
With my office at work, where like I have this giant ass like cork board where I put like paperwork and stuff on. And when I first went in that office, they're like, if you want the cork board gone, we can take it off. And I was like, if you do that, I'm gonna put art prints like more. I've got
Yeah,
here,
I'll blame you. Yeah.
and it's one's like the big Batman one from Jock, and so everyone makes comments whenever they see it. So I'm like, if that shit goes, I'm filling it with art prints, and it's starting to sag off the wall. Like it was on its last legs anyway. So I warned them. I was like, not only is it coming off the wall, but like I have like 3 prints lined up that are replacing it. So chop chop on that. Yeah, so that's a little dangerous, but another future project.
John, getting back to you real quick though, is like you have a son and a daughter. So like, what's going on with the daughter's room? You
The
piece
daughter-
of shit.
Yeah, you feel so.
You better be decorating
The
that
daughter
crap
is
too.
my wife. Is kind of my wife's project, but I already said I want this little section. I want to get a Princess Leia to put in there, whether the statue or try to find the Hot Toys again. But yeah, it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous.
Which part? Like having kids or decorating their stuff, or which
Decorating.
part?
Decorating. It's dangerous.
I love how
The
it's
Toy
having
Story.
teenagers part.
Yeah.
No, having kids is in my opinion, the best thing you can do in your life. But I don't know, the whole decorating and it's raising them and setting them on the right track is where it gets difficult.
Batman.
Pretty much.
You know, the harder you do it,
No, it's working.
It's not.
I swear to goodness, we'll walk through
It's working.
we'll walk through the store. Batman on a pajamas. Listen, he'll set it. Is a year and a half. Or I'll be changing the channels. I'll go on YouTube and I'll be like, "Who's that? Batman." Okay, good. You're passing so far.
Yeah.
You don't need to know your ABCs as long as you can say Batman. You're good.
My best friend's son was like 3, I think, and we're out and about, and he saw a clone trooper, and he was like, oh, "Look, it's a stormtrooper!" And I was like, "Did he just do that up?" That's a clone trooper. I was like, "That's a clone trooper," and he was like, "Clone trooper," and I was like, I was just looking at his mom like,
What kind of parenting is this?
"I'm gonna send you home with homework." What the fuck? Like we can't have this. Like I can't be out in public with you guys like this. You gotta
I don't
figure.
know- I don't know kids' fascinations with Toy Story, but you put Toy Story on and damn, they will sit and watch
It's
it.
the story,
Unless
man. Like
Toy
the
Story's
story is
free, dude,
beautiful.
then you're balling.
Toy Story 3,
For our generation, because
yeah,
I
Toy
was,
Story 3 was sad.
and that like hit you right in the
For
feels.
me, I would have gone because they mentioned it in the movies. Andy having kids and passing the toys on. That's how it should have ended in my book.
Yeah, you should have never watched Toy Story 4. I'm just
Toy
saying.
Story 4 was. Oh,
I haven't even seen it. I think I
Good
stopped.
Don't.
I watched it in the theater. It
Don't.
was a
so
letdown.
stupid.
Well, my sister was practically elbowing children out of the way to go see it. Like I waited the years for this, years in Azkaban. Like just straight up
It was so bad. Though.
savage.
But going back to what you said earlier, you watched Jurassic Park today, right, John? What kicks in there that like makes you go like, "Damn, this is a good movie"? Is it the music, the score?
The
like,
music, the score is phenomenal. My favorite scene, and then I can shut it off after this, is right in the beginning when they first see the dinosaurs. They're in the Jeep, and and
Oh, he grabs her head,
yeah.
turns it. Yeah.
and then you see Brachiosaurus, I think.
Yeah.
Brachiosaurus.
I think that's it.
Is it Brachiosaurus?
Stand on
changed
the
the-
hind legs. That's my favorite scene.
You
That and
have to
the
watch.
The
You have to watch
T-Rex
that
one.
surround sound, man. Have you watched it in
I can
surround sound?
imagine. No, I have to. I don't have surround sound.
You don't. Oh, that's
I
amazing.
got
You have
kids,
to
little
watch it.
kids. I can't even. When am I gonna watch it?
Man, no, I don't
They're
care.
sleeping
You like
upstairs.
Oh, he's watching it. He's watching it.
yeah.
I love
If
that
you're-
scene too, by the way.
If
I
you're
watch
into-
them. If you watch it with headphones too, a good pair of headphones.
Oh yeah,
that
smart.
works
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
if you're into like behind the scenes stuff, I watched it on a plane, but there's a documentary. I don't know where it would be streaming because again, I saw it on a flight, but it's called Jurassic Punk, and it's about I forget his name. He's Canadian. He was like one of the big pioneers of computer animation and worked on, I think, like Terminator 2 was one of his claim to fames, and a few others. But he was hired by Steven Spielberg. Like he worked for ILM, and when they did Jurassic Park, he was like hired to do the background dinosaurs, like the like in that scene. The only ones that he was in charge of animating were the ones in the far back of the scene.
Okay.
And Phil Tippett, who's well known for the Star Wars stuff, like he did the Rancor puppet and all that kind of stuff, he was hired to sculpt the dinosaurs and do them stop motion for the ones that were closer up in that scene. Well, this guy doing the computer graphics was like, we can do like the complete dinosaurs in motion close up. Like we have the technology, we're able to do it. And he was told no. Like Phil's doing the ones that are going to show up closer. You're just doing the background stuff. Like let it go. And so what he did was he did a skeleton of the T-Rex just walking in motion, and he put it up on like a projector on a screen when he knew there's going to be a meeting with Kathleen Kennedy and a few other producers. And so she walked in, saw it on the screen, and was like, "What's this?" And he was like, "Oh, it's a personal project of mine, just to see if we're able to do it." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And then like from then on, they told him, "Hey, so you're gonna be in charge of a lot of scenes now involving the dinosaurs." But what chapped his ass a bit was that like Phil Tippett was a bit more old school, like veteran in the industry, and again did the stop motion. They made him his boss on the project because Phil Tippett's role in the stop motion kind of took a bit of a backseat, because now it was like, well, if we could do these all animated and their emotions look fantastic, then we're not going to utilize as much stop motion as we thought. But it's a really interesting, and like his career, like he was kind of blacklisted because of his personality and stuff, but it's really fascinating learning about just like the nuances and like what it took
they have to go through.
get it done. Yeah. And I think he didn't get as much recognition for it at the time that he probably deserved. But very cool. Jurassic Punk.
This one's for John. If I get kicked out or banned or copyright flagged, it's whatever.
Right here.
Love him.
Alan, this species of Variformin's been extinct since the Cretaceous period. I mean, this thing is
Like this whole scene, even when they get out after, it's
I love when he lands on the floor.
yeah. And then the music he's in, oh,
Yeah.
goosebumps every time. It doesn't even matter.
The graphics still hold up too. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is childhood. Fucks.
Man, I remember watching this. I don't even remember if I watched this in theater, but I remember watching it again and again till I was like, this is my scene right here.
Yeah.
I want to be, what are they called? Anthropologists? Not anthropologists, is it?
It's a dinosaur.
Would it be an archaeologist still?
Archaeologists, yeah. Man, I got compared to this guy so much when I was a kid. I hated it.
Cold-bloodedness, it does not apply. They're totally wrong. This is a warm-blooded creature.
And of course,
I
the first thing I did is go look at freaking Iron Studios Jurassic Park statues.
Did you see the one?
Oh, this is so good.
This is my favorite part. Reminds me of my cat.
This is epic.
We're gonna make a fortune with this.
God,
because I'm
him on the toilet. That was amazing. Yeah, it's funny. I've debated collecting Jurassic Park for a very long time. Mostly props, but there's someone. Is it Jurassic Collectibles on YouTube? He has like maquettes, replica maquettes from like cast from like the same molds as like the Stan Winston ones. And oh my god, I would love just like the primer gray maquettes. And my sister went to they have a Jurassic Park tribute store right now at Universal Studios in Florida. And she video called me so I could see it because it's going to be gone by the time I visit in September. And they had like the maquettes in a case. And I was like, oh, like, I just want those. I just want things they have on display in the store, not necessarily the merchandise. But I think I posted, because Steve and I saw the big one at the ECC booth.
Yeah, ECC, okay.
So they're doing the Velociraptor maquette,
The eyes too.
where it's like I don't know, like it's basically the maquette replica, and
it's in the wallpaper back there. You could kind of see it. It's like that.
There's a skeletal version, and then they're doing the one where it's the maquette where it's like fully painted, looks like Velociraptor. And then what's cool about that one, it has more connections to the actual maquette because it's a replica of a specific one that it was a crew gift. I think Steven Spielberg commissioned ILM to do, I think it was like 5 or 15 of these maquettes, and they were on a display base that looks identical to the one that ECC is doing, where it's like wood and then a mirror, and has a plaque and everything. Those were, like I said, crew gifts, and there's one that was auctioned off, I think, through Prop Store. And it's not a complete, like 100% accurate replica of the maquette that was a crew gift, but it's pretty freaking close. I think that's $1,700, and it's one. Is it one? It's one. I think it's quarter scale. Is it quarter scale? It might be. It's huge. I think it is quarter scale. And then they're doing a skeleton version where the base is marble instead of wood.
I want that. Yeah.
And that's the one I kept staring at San Diego Comic-Con. The quarter scale version of that is $2,000, and it's limited to like 49, I think, that they're doing. That's a lot of monies, and also it's very limited. I talked to Collector's Arc, who are selling, they're distributing the maquette version, the full like skin muscles painted version, and he was like, that's so limited and so expensive, I don't think we're going to be able to get it in the first place. But I saw that they're selling an 1/8 version of that, so it's half the size, so it's 20 inches long, as opposed to, I think the other one, if it's quarter scale, I think it's 40 inches. And it does have a marble base still, but the base is round as opposed to like a big rectangle. So I'm thinking about that for an area where I have one of my favorite Jurassic Park prints, because I don't have a lot of Jurassic Park prints, but I have one of the T-Rex that I really love. So yeah.
I was telling you guys like about that little shelf I want of like one-offs. John, I'd get the little nail, the black nail that guy has in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
raptors now.
Yeah. Come around you and scratch you. Remember when we tried to scratch that
Guts
kid?
right off. Guts
Yeah.
right on the floor.
See, I get that.
Okay.
I remember being a little kid and see, that's beautiful. Like,
That's the 1/8, and it's I think $1,000. So that's the one I'm thinking of, and I think I've got So this is it from like above.
just go get a chicken and just go.
$1,000.
No kidding.
So
That's cool.
that's pretty cool though.
Paleontologists. That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Sorry. Then Jordan,
Whoops,
thanks, man.
sorry.
Archaeologists.
That must have been my Indiana
Anthropologists.
Jones coming out.
That's all
They
good.
also
But you,
have Sorry, they also have the T-Rex in the same treatment, the 1/8 T-Rex on the round marble base,
Ooh.
and I think it's the same price, and I think it's still available. But that's the Velociraptor. Of the two, I'd definitely get the Velociraptor, and then if I was really happy with it, I'd get the T-Rex.
I'd find my cat gnawing on that thing, but yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, so John, you have a show coming up in half an hour. But anything else you guys wanted to add onto the show before we get out of here? You guys good?
No, I think that was really good. That was a good discussion with the tips for the dusting and everything.
Yeah, I mean, like we'll see, right? I got Anthony Kennedy too. Like, I think it looks freaking banging right now. It looks badass right now, but we'll see. But John, you got a show coming up in 30 minutes. What's it about?
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a chatter that matters with Buck. Buck wanted to kind of discuss some thoughts he had on LBS and their storytelling bases. So I'm trying to kind of give the mic, give people opportunities to have the discussions they want to have on the channel, because it's not always convenient to have it on a large panel when we do like club and other shows and so forth, just because there's so many people, and sometimes to get the idea or the thoughts across, it can be time consuming. So kind of give the mic to some people in the community who want to have a discussion. Buck said this was something he had on his mind. Why not?
Awesome. So that's coming up next, and let's see, 29 minutes on the Everyday Collector. And sweet man, is this gonna be one of many, or is this gonna be a one-off, or?
No, this is going to be as many as anyone wants to do. Again, it's
open.
It's open, yeah. And I know he's working on doing a one where he wants to do some of his art as well, Buck. So we're working on getting that up as well.
Yeah, man, you have the platform to do it. Letting others do it, on your platform, it's awesome. People get the idea, and people know Buck, so it's really cool.
For sure.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for
Appreciate
joining
it,
in
man.
tonight, man.
Thank
Yep,
you.
definitely. CC3PO, you got anything coming up for tomorrow?
yeah. So we're gonna do Shelter in Space, which we did for like Mando, Book of Boba Fett. Did we do it for Andor? I think we did it for Andor as well. This time it's just because Ahsoka is premiering at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so not midnight Pacific Standard Time. So I'm not gonna have to do a live stream at 1 o'clock my time in the morning, which is fantastic. But I know a few other people are doing live streams as well because it's more conducive now. But yeah, it's gonna be Matt with Rogue 16 is out of state for work, but it's gonna be Jason and I watching it live. So
Ahsoka, right?
Ahsoka, yeah. So it's gonna be 2 episodes. So I don't know. It might be 2 hours. Starting at it's 6 Pacific time, so it's 7 my time, and then that means it's 7, 8, 9. Is it 9 Eastern?
Yep.
9 Eastern.
Ahsoka's starting tomorrow, 9 Eastern?
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, no idea.
Yeah, I'm canceling the show tomorrow so I can
What's
watch
going on,
that.
SpongeBob?
Because normally it's like it would be 1 a.m. Wednesday normally, but they've changed it and they say it is permanent that they're now going to be releasing them earlier.
That's good.
Which
Smart.
I
Yeah.
yeah, I mean for some people like that cuts into dinner time and stuff, but 7 o'clock my time is not terrible at all. So I'm looking forward to. I would typically just sleep for a little bit and then get up and do the stream and then go back to sleep. So this will be a little more easier on my sleep schedule. But yeah, we've got that going on this week. I don't know of any other shows we're doing.
Awesome. Well, you guys, thanks again for joining in. And yeah, Ahsoka starts tomorrow. I want to do a review on that, like at least on Wednesday, because it's coming out every week for the next, I think, 8 weeks. So I think it's 9 episodes. But yeah, first week is 2 episodes. But yeah, I really want to catch up on that and not miss out on it, because I know the freaking internet's gonna kill it for me. But thanks again, John, Cece, and we'll jump over to John's channel in 26 minutes. And I hope you all have a great night, and peace.
Take it easy.